Back. Yeah, the whole internet just went. So I had to go reboot my cable modem and router. Not sure what caused it, but the wife is hardwired to the router, and she was down too. So it was something at the ISP level. But I'm back, so I'll get the game restarted. My apologies for that interruption.
Welcome back.
I'm excited to be back. Thank you. And we're back. I figure most of the viewers probably left to go watch Ninth Pond streaming Peggle.
Man, I should have had more for dinner.
What's happening over here?
Just crashing out.
All that porn watching catch up to you?
New. If it weren't for internet porn, I wouldn't be so smart about malware and antivirus software.
Good point.
Although my wife gets mad at me because I've been interviewing potential nanny candidates and we don't have any kids. She's got a real problem with that, so.
Should be worried if all your candidates were all male.
Also true.
Or maybe happy with that. Yeah.
All right, Sarah, let's go try this again because it was so fun the first time. That's the worst when you're just in the middle of a not particularly fun instance anyway, and then something like that happens and you're like, oh good, I get to go start this over again.
Gullion, the old woman of the mountain, in service to Saruman the White, has brought terror to the herdsmen of the Occluth. Cyrodion now seeks to bring her reign of terror to
starting over is not so bad. It's the starting over from scratch that really sucks.
Yep.
There's a play session really, for me, infamous with this because I think it's where you first see, you first break through the caverns and see the, what the hell is he? Anyway, it took me 3 tries to figure out that I wasn't supposed to fight the guy. I was supposed to just run away and escape.
Oh, the Balrog?
But the Balrog, thank you. That was the reading is fundamental type of challenge, because if I actually read the quest, it actually told me to get the hell out.
Hello, Big Ed.
Hi, Ninth Pawn. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
You didn't leave
Hey,
to go
Ninth Pawn.
start a Peggle stream while I was tied up there?
No, what happened was I couldn't hear myself in Discord, neither could anybody else. And it took me about 30 minutes to realize that my headphones were turned off.
There you go.
Nice.
You were like, I can't believe Big Ed suggested I join them in chat, and then they're just ignoring me.
No, I picked up pretty quick that there was problems, but my mind it went to like, oh, it's a software issue. Let me reinstall this. Let me do that. And then I thought about the headphones. I'm like, no, it can't possibly. Oh, it is that. Okay.
There you go.
You know, at one point I upgraded to a wireless Logitech headphone system, thinking I was really upgrading, getting, really hype and cool, and then I realized that within 5 minutes of me not talking, they turned themselves off. And I kept going, why is nobody hearing me on a constant basis? And I just realized that they kept timing me out on it. So now I'm back to wired, so nothing goes to sleep.
Yeah, I'm on some wireless Turtle Beach headphones, and they'll actually start to beep and warn me if I haven't made any noise in a while. That's kind of nice.
It's a great change, because I would have loved that on the ones I had.
This is a, I don't know, $110 set of headphones, and they've been really great, but about 15 months out I broke the mute button on them. That's kind of important if you chug Coke Zero on stream a lot.
Actually, it took me a while to get used to Logitech. If I put the microphone up into like a out of the way position, it actually muted it. So I I kept forgetting to put it back down again. I mean, it makes sense now, but as you're learning to use it, it was really disconcerting.
So you're on the bird tonight, Big Ed?
I am on the bird. I'm working both Enid Waith and Lothlorien. So tonight I'm on Enid Waith. And I was proudly displaying my 50-pound salmon and sturgeon group trophies earlier.
Well, that's the important thing right there.
Exactly. I mean, I hit 63rd level, but any idiot can do that.
Yes, but can they do it while holding a 50-pound trophy? That's the real question.
Exactly.
That reminds me, dude, the decoration of the Kinship Palace is awesome.
Thanks. If we had more wall slots, there would have been more trophies hung up.
Well, that's clearly a mistake on the part of Turbine.
Exactly. You think I should file that as a bug report?
Not enough wall slots.
Yeah. Turbine, we seem to have a problem with our kin house. I ran out of wall slots before I was able to use all of my fishing trophies. Dear Big Ed Mustafa, you have been banned from the game. However, we are going to give you a free subscription to Dark Age of Camelot. Never play any of our games again. Thank you, Turbine. I could see that happen.
But we will name a fishing achievement after you that says if you keep this up, you too will be banned.
Oh good, more trees to fight.
I just never liked the trees punting you into another fight.
It's all part of the adventure.
And any thoughts on the Cam Newton non-calls for the headshots this weekend or on Thursday?
I didn't see anything that was real flagrant. I didn't watch a lot of the game, but you know, I'd have to go back and take a look at him again. I guess I heard that it was a controversy, but don't know I saw enough to really form an opinion.
Well, at least one was pretty much launched. You know, the guy launched himself into his head, which was bad. The rest were, hey, dude, you're a running quarterback. You ran. You got nailed. Sorry.
Well, they need to call it if it's flagrant and if he's back in the pocket.
Not in pocket on a couple of those. Just running and then head hit head. So some of them were just normal football play. But there's at least one that I saw that was, holy crap, dude. You just launched yourself. Your feet left the ground as you put your helmet into the side of his helmet.
She makes some weird noises.
What can I do for you?
Really? Ninth Pond, what are you up to tonight?
Just chilling, playing a little LOTRO, you know. Not much.
What server?
Right now I'm on Landy.
Okay, cool.
It was a short week this week, but for some reason it seemed long.
One of the guys at work asked me how I felt about not having anything to do this weekend. I was like, it will be glorious. Monday was a lot of work.
Yeah, it sounds great to me too.
Got to go into the office tomorrow night. We're moving a file server. We've got a 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. change window to do it. It's a 200-pound box, so we're going to get 3 guys, just to be safe. And I am the eldest and most senior of the 3, so I will be supervising.
You'll be pointing with your Coke Zero bottle. No, we need the thing over there.
Exactly. I'll be saying helpful things like, lift with your legs, not with your back, fellas.
Don't forget the donuts.
Come on, guys. Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Oh, I do have something to reforge. Ah, my burglar's tools. Drac, where are you questing tonight?
Just started the Wold and the
What
Ethin,
is your purpose here,
Ethingels and
Devonian?
Fiving, those areas.
Okay.
So actually, I just went into East Roham. I'm backtracking back to Highbolt
The
to
Brennan's
try to
council in
recreate the city.
Nanook gathers even now to decide whether to join their brethren to the south in allegiance to Isengard. But they are a proud, isolated people who will not bend easily, even when threatened by the power of the traitor Saruman.
You are welcome here, as long as
Which
you
is a real
do
pain in
not
the butt,
trouble
but
us.
it's because it's reputation based.
Yeah.
So I just, yeah, in order to rebuild it to get to a certain rep, and they give you quests to rebuild things, but it just it's a burdensome thing. But it's better than it used to be, because in the old days it was like a 10-month project. Now it's about 3 months. So I'm not bitching, just saying it's still a little bit of a pain. It's like watching a microwave. Have you ever tried to do the high bolt dailies or the dailies around that area to finish up high bolt?
I did them on my champion back when it was still a huge pain in the ass instead of a minor pain in the ass.
A couple of these quests are just such a nightmare to complete, even though the one quest I did it yesterday or day before, that was just, oh my god, please let me finish this, was the, oh god, I don't remember what city it was, but I had to climb a tower and jump from beam to beam all the way up the tower to get to the very top. It was a very easy quest to do. Just, there's no fighting, no real challenge except for jumping on a sometimes laggy game.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times I was within like 3 steps of the finish and kept falling to my ungodly, oh, I just broke my legs, now I'm going slower up this place I've been up like 20 times in the last 2 hours. Someone kill me now.
Yeah, back when that was new, I remember captains used to hang up at the top just so they could summon people.
That's a lot of money and well worth the payment.
Yeah. This is probably where I should be reading quest text.
That's highly overrated.
I agree.
Never worry, the arrows always show you the way.
The Devodiad has poisoned your ears against the wisdom of Saruman.
The Bodiad, you are not welcome here. It just got one-shotted by an NPC. Just not right.
That's not cool.
I was trying to riddle him just to, get by him and, leave me alone. And he just whacked the shit out of me.
Hmm.
Be very quiet. He's back.
Oh, that's weird. I think my stream's frozen. Maybe it's just frozen for me.
I'm seeing movement.
Okay. You guys are following the conversation in the council tent? Must have just been on my screen.
Yeah, it doesn't look frozen over here either.
Okay, good deal.
What is your purpose here, Devodiad? It is not our custom to trust Devodiad, but perhaps you may be of help to me? You are a Devodiad from distant lands. I am not sure what help you can be. I have not seen your kind before.
I have heard the story that when somebody created a character and they named the character Devodiad just so when he got to this part of the story, he'd feel welcome.
I would think I had a brain aneurysm and kept hearing things twice.
Exactly. You are a Devodiad, and as a Devodiad, you are not welcome here. What? also very confusing. I failed to burgle. I'm deeply ashamed.
I've been thinking about that. I think you should not be ashamed. It's just you'd be sad for the guy who tried to burgle was so poor he had no loot for you.
Little Ed Mustafa wept, for there were no more fish to conquer. That's what makes me feel sad.
Oh crap. On the hobby horse quest, and I went the wrong direction. Please, let me get there on time.
Doggone it. I burgled an aquamarine.
Yeah, I burgled a strength 1 the other day.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
very shocking. That was better than the Hobbit presents I got. Hobby horse is done. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Have you ever hit your X key by accident and been freaked out during the fight?
Oh yeah. We all have.
Still throws me after years of playing this game. Just don't realize I did it until I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
What's happening? I don't understand.
I mean, it'd be easy to rebind it to a different key or just remove the binding altogether, but for some strange reason, I keep waiting for it to happen every time. And I'm surprised every time. So Ed, are you your initial attack, is that the bleed or the big damage?
Big damage. I normally start out with surprise strike.
I would do it too. I'm actually leaning more toward the bleed first versus the high damage.
Bleed is cunning attack.
Yeah. So if you do the cunning attack from stealth, especially from behind, and then if he's still alive, you can do it again and get a double bleed on him because you're in a different position, and each new position with a bleed creates a new level of attack. So if I don't kill him, if I don't kill the mobs in whatever area I'm fighting on one shot and don't kill him fast after the initial shot, then I'm finding that the bleeds are much easier to deal with, and what's the word? Just easier to maintain and watch, and kill them easier.
All right, we'll try it.
Yeah, try your rotations with your surprise attack first, and see how many attacks it takes to knock them down. Then try to get with your bleed attack, and same thing.
It does seem pretty effective. Yeah, they're dropping plenty quick. See, that's the kind of expert advice you get here on LOTRO stream. People who know stuff tell you stuff.
So if you start your attack from stealth and from behind, you could. I mean, it's very possible to actually have, depending on the health of the tune you're attacking, to actually have 4 bleeds going at once. A bleed from behind, a bleed from ahead, or front, head to head, or face to face. Then there's a stealth bleed from behind and a stealth bleed from ahead. So, using your hide plain sight and using the other skills, you can actually get 4 bleeds on a character, like maybe a boss character. Get 4 bleeds moving at once, just to help out with damage.
I barely get the second bleed laid on.
Yeah, for the most part you don't. If you do the bleed first, usually by the time I put a second bleed on, it's almost over as it is. But if I'm fighting more than one, I put the second bleed on the first character. Once he has 2 bleeds on him, I can just leave him alone and go to the next, add and start doing him out. And the other one dies while I'm fighting the other one. I mean, that being said, with my 105 character or 105 burglar, with the right gears, then I can, if I do my surprise attack first, I can kill them in one shot if he's the right, gets the right crit.
Yeah.
So that's way better.
I just need to get aim and coup de grace down to about a 2-second cooldown. That would help.
As long as the sun shines, you are welcome here. The Ukwirod requires us to give welcome to Tavodion.
Drugavar and Kunanoon hand at night.
Completed. Mysteries of Enidwaith Final. Those were 20 turbine points.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And I've done my part to protect Enidwaith. So I feel good about that.
Hello, Maiden Rohan.
I wonder if my chat's not working. I don't see a single message since I typed "and we're back." I probably need to refresh the whole page. Have people been chatting?
Yeah, somebody got kicked out, in fact.
Well, that's my bad. Doggone it. Yeah, we had a little internet crash earlier. I thought I'd gotten everything recovered from it, but obviously not. Bye, Jet420. My apologies to everybody in chat who I haven't seen chatting. Okay, I think I'm back up and running now. Title awarded, Victor of Enidwaith. That is not fishing related, so we won't worry about it.
Yeah, you got to prioritize those deeds into fishing related and not fishing related.
Fishing related and not important. That's basically how I look at them.
Yeah, that makes it easier to do.
I thought it was non-fishing related and WTF.
You're not wrong. My mic is a little low. Am I still a little low? Gino 0515, howdy. What do you guys think? Is my mic a little low?
Sounds fine to me.
Sounds good to me.
Unless it was a visual comment. I mean, I'm not really sure.
That may be the first time Maiden's ever asked to hear you more clearly.
That's the surprising part, yeah. I could have it almost muted and she'd be like, Ed, your microphone is too loud.
Yeah, I'm here, Maiden. Hi, how's it going?
I've been resisting the urge to jailbreak down into Dunland just to go collect Skarn. I want to start that next crafting circle. I don't think having me running around picking up Skarn off the landscape's exactly what folks watching the stream want to see. If I wanted to bore everybody to tears, I'd have just played my minstrel.
That is difficult.
No, I did a kind of
Our hope
informal
lies
poll
in
of the viewers,
secrecy.
and what they want to
We
see is
find
more
these
fishing.
lands inhabited.
I don't doubt it.
The minions of Orthanc are growing stronger in these lands.
But not by you.
Shadows lie along our path. We must
But I'm
seek
good
to
at
pass
it and
beneath
stuff.
them unnoticed. Shadows lie along our path. We must seek to pass beneath them unnoticed.
You just have to like do a little commentary on their skill sets.
Okay. Well, Ed Mustafa is the fishing critic. Tonight on LOTRO stream, little Ed will diagnose exactly why you suck so much and why he's better.
And he'll talk about the game.
Yeah.
But you really should approach it with the golfer voice. Like, and here he is on the 18th pond.
Footman Elrethian seems to be distracted by the whites and doesn't even have his fishing pole out. Not sure what he's thinking about here.
See, now you got it.
Exactly.
That's what we need for Locher streams. One person playing and the other commentating.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Oh, he screwed himself here. Look out, folks. It's his death march.
Alright, at this point of the fight, he did not use hips. I think that may be a mistake. We'll see.
Exactly.
He's really screwed the pooch this time, Jim.
Oh, they started the fight with a burglar. They are now on the way out the door because they're just done. They can't really come back from this.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to see him do for burglars, you know, the throwing hatchets get used so rarely. It would be nice if you could use aim with a throwing hatchet or serrated knife and get like some kind of just super vicious crit on it. You can throw them so rarely anyway that there's no way it would be overpowered. How nice would it be to put a throwing axe into the back of an orc's head once in a while and just drop the thing?
That'd be awesome.
I would like it.
Make it worth carrying them.
Yeah. Can I bleed a Grim Ashen White?
Yes, you can.
Even though they don't have any blood?
You're bleeding their will to fight.
Okay. On Big Eds, we can do roast commentator streams.
I could see that getting really out of control really quick.
No, I think we'd all keep it well within the bounds of good taste and decorum. Especially if all up were playing.
Of course, we are getting a judgment on decorum from the person who put fish trophies all over the canals.
That's true. Those guys aren't even undead.
Do you guys know who Ann Coulter is?
Yes.
Have you ever watched the Comedy Central roasting for different, celebrities?
Yeah, she was just on the roast for Rob Lowe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was weird. I mean, she got destroyed the entire night. I mean, worse than Rob Lowe got destroyed. He's easy to destroy.
Well,
All I kept saying to myself watching was like, why is she there? Why is she letting them do this to her? Because she wasn't laughing the entire night. It was just brutal to watch and listen to.
I guess she has a new book out she was trying to plug.
Yeah, every time she brought the book up, they booed her. I mean, it was just, I mean, the audience just destroyed her on that, too. So I was like, what the hell? Why are you here?
Some publicist who's now unemployed said it would be good.
That makes sense.
No, you'll go on and have a lot of fun. They'll love you. It's all in good fun. No, don't worry. It'll make you seem hip.
I'm sure
They're not booing at you, they're booing with you.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, I'm the guy who tells all the new streamers that you want to make sure to fish and craft on every stream, and be sure to eat on camera a lot. People really enjoy that. So I totally understand where her publicist was coming from.
when the artist Jewel was there, and when she calls you a bitch, you know you're screwed, right?
Yeah, I mean, some of the jokes that came out about Ann Coulter Maiden were like, Ann Coulter's here, but if she's here with us, who's keeping all of the crows away from our crops?
Exactly. I mean, it was brutal, and that was the nicer one of those.
Yeah, that was polite.
Yeah, the seed word was used quite often. I'm not even sure where they bleep it anymore, because like, we know you just said it, so why bleep it? We know what it meant, we know everything else going on with it, so...
Well, I think they air it unedited after midnight or so. If you ever caught a late night viewing of it.
Yeah, there's some rule about that actually. It's like safe harbor or something. If you're in the like deep night, you don't have to abide by the same rules.
I was spending the entire night going like, did she not know it was really rude they just said about her, or does she not understand what comedy is?
She just may not have cared. We're all talking about her. That was kind of the point.
Like talking about her or talking at her?
About her.
Ed, your stream just froze on me. You still running?
Yeah, it looks good on my end. I'm not having any problems. Might just need to hit pause and then play.
All right, refresh. Get you back up running.
Rob Lowe brought her on. She didn't request it. Well, that's interesting. Where that conversation went. Man, Coulter, it's Rob Lowe. How would you like to be my date tonight? Okay. And he forgot to mention the part about he was taking her to a roast to be skewered.
The minions of Orthanc are
I mean, honestly, she actually took more brunt from all the different people at dibs that he did. I was like, is this Rob Lowe night or is this Ann Coulter night? What the hell's going on?
And we must walk alone.
Well, really, how much are you going to hurt Rob Lowe's feelings?
Oh yeah, he knows what he's at and he's happy with it. He's made a lot of money from it.
That dude spotted me. Oop. This is going to be an uphill battle.
It's amazing how fast a bird can kill somebody from stealth, but once you're busted, it takes a lot longer.
Yeah. Ooh, Skarn. Zinger says it's fine on his end. Thank you, Zinger. It's a sorrowful shade. Here's the grove. Yeah, the first time I ever heard Ann Coulter on a talk radio show, I was like, is this Rush Limbaugh? And why is he interviewing this gay guy? I had no idea it was a woman.
And why does he have boobs?
Threw me for a loop, yeah. And then when I saw her, I was like, why didn't this gay guy get his Adam's apple shaved if he wants to be in drag? It was
Oh, see, there you
very
go.
puzzling, yeah.
And for that joke, she would have given you a blank stare like, is that a joke? Or are you saying something bad about me?
Now that would be worth an injunction if I were a public figure. She has no sense of humor about transvestite jokes, apparently. People have come out who were like, yeah, I went to Ann Coulter with Ann Coulter to high school. She's actually a chick. And people are like, really?
As far as I could tell, she had no sense of humor whatsoever about anything, even her own jokes.
Yeah, whoever wrote those for her weren't giving her a material. That's for sure. Spider Pig's back.
What's going on, Spider?
And Moonrager, were you saying you're here in chat with us?
I hope so. Or I'm
Oh, duh.
talking to myself.
No, I'm having a mental block. Sorry, Drac. But somebody else said they were in chat with us, and it was like,
Knight's here, right?
yeah, I think it's just the three of us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Discord is open if Maiden or Spider Pig or anybody else wants to join. You just have to go to my channel and type !Discord.
And they even let me in, so the entry bar is especially low tonight.
Especially low. We still won't allow Zinger to chat, but he wouldn't talk anyway. Unless maybe we hit him with a phone book.
I said it was low. I didn't say it was on the floor.
There we go. I put my personal channel info in the chat. So you can pop over there to get the Discord invite if you want to chat live with us. You're also welcome to throw me a follow for my personal channel, as I am desperate for your approval and attention.
I approve of you, Big Ed.
Thank you, Maiden. Although that
Trouble
shows
has arrived.
very poor judgment on your part, I will graciously accept your approval.
Hi, Maiden.
Hi, guys.
I made.
Hello.
Now that Maiden's here, we can finally talk about food.
Mmm.
I went to one of the local places for prime rib, hash browns, and bread and butter for lunch. And then my wife called me at the office and she's like, "What do you want for dinner?" And I went, "Valenzina's casserole lasagna from Valentino's Pizza." "Why do you want that?" I'm like, "You asked me what I wanted and I told you. Why do you bother to call?" She started
Women
laughing.
are so complicated.
Well, because I said, you ought to just call me up and say, "I'm going to completely disregard whatever you want for dinner and just bring home whatever I feel like." And then I'd be like, "Okay, that's fine." But she calls
See,
me up
she
and
was hoping
asks.
you'd want the same thing that she wanted, so then she could get what she wanted.
She gets what she wants anyway.
It's a validation point. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
It's not about the answer. It's about the listening.
Oh, she knows I don't listen. That's not even a question. Like I said, 13 and a half happy years.
What's that? I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Exactly. I think I'm still only 5 of 6 on the cairns. Here we go. You are lucky number 6. So what have you been up to tonight, Maiden? Playing anything? Coloring?
I've been watching Burn Notice with my husband all night.
Oh, cool.
Cool. How far into it are you?
I want to say we just finished season 5 or 6. I think season 5 is what we just finished.
Oh, cool. So you're pretty far into it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I was surprised it never got picked up by, I think NBC owns USA. And it was so much better than most of the crap they were showing on NBC. I was like, I can't believe they let this stay out in basic cable. The wife was a big fan, but I couldn't tell if she was crushing more on Michael or on Fiona.
It's a toss-up.
I'm sorry. Once I let Firefly go, I was done with all these networks.
Firefly was awesome. I actually watched it live when it aired. Eldolith, are you actually here? She's been hanging out over in the Cards Against Humanity stream tonight, popping in and checking up on me. She's friends with Mrs. Mustafa now, so she helps keep an eye on me when Mrs. Mustafa can't stare me down.
You really do need a chaperone.
Yeah, even I wouldn't argue against that. I mean, I couldn't sit here and credibly be like, gosh, I won't get in any trouble. Why don't you guys trust me?
The fact that your game wife and your real life wife are now friends means you seriously need some attendance.
Drugahaniad. Le Colvarn. Retrieve and destroy components. What every burglar loves to see, a horde of undead. Well, Eldolith, I don't want to shock you, but I think Moonrager just referred to you as my in-game wife, so if you're going to ever protest that, you should probably do it now.
Yeah, too late. It's a 5-second rule on the ground. It's, sorry, dirties.
Well, Baguette, I'm supposed to be your LOTRO daughter, so I'm not sure what that says about me either.
And that's how we became the Brady Bunch.
All it means is Zinger strongly suspects that both Mort and I carry the redhead gene passively. How is there not a White Slayer deed for this place? Or for this region, rather? Darn it, Ed. I'm a photoshopper, not a doctor. I have a couple of friends, Tom and Jill, and a third friend, Greg, we'll call them, since that's their actual names. And Tom and Jill both had dark brown hair and ended up with two red-headed kids. And our friend Greg is red-headed. In fact, looks more than passingly like Howdy Doody. So we used to make jokes for years and years. And it was always like, oh, I think it's great Greg's coming over to watch the football party here, Tom. It's nice that he'll be able to hang out with Jill and the kids. And he'd like just, yeah, whatever, you guys are hilarious. And his son is in college now, finally. And we had another buddy named Greg that was helping him move some stuff. And his son's like, yeah, Dad, who's going to be over at so-and-so's house? Well, it's going to be Dwayne and Greg. And he goes, wait, do you mean Greg, my dad? So even the kids
Yikes.
know that we've been joking about Greg being their biological father. Ah, it's good times. When you can make a really scathing infidelity joke and sustain it for 15 or 20 years, and then have it so prevalent that even the kids know about it, that's very rewarding. That's the kind of callback you just don't normally get on a lot of jokes. Alright, it's finally happened. I've busted loose and I'm just out looking for Kalinard Skarn now.
Don't do it.
It's too late. I am in the Bone Vales for no other reason than I smell Kalinard. Oh, rich Kalinard Skarn. Oh. I should pick those blackberries and email them to All-Up. Oops, he spotted me.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've sent him produce. He may be starting to think we don't care anymore.
No, he was complaining. I sent him a sprig of woolly mint a few days ago. He was like, yeah, thanks for the sprig. Hey, no problem, buddy.
That's what we're here for.
I could pick up that tater and mail it to him. Little note that say I shipped it all the way from Dunland. Don't know if that'd impress him or not.
I'm voting not, but I could be surprised.
Same way when I found out Ann Coulter was a dude or a chick, I was surprised. What? That's a woman?
But not in a pleasant way.
No. There's all kinds of good stuff here. Strawberries and blackberries. And he's going to have to wait because I don't need to be picking up any more quests. 43 of 47 already. I have almost all of the group stuff tagged in Angmar. If anybody in the 40 Thieves sometime wants to go do anything in Angmar, please come find me. I don't really need to do it, but I would. I think I need some of the stuff out of oh no, I completed my burglar stuff. I was gonna say my level 50 stuff, but I think that's done. I think Zinger and I went and did a Umagarth run.
I actually still have some of the old Angmar quests in my log. So I can always jump in fishing with you if you don't mind me just trashing things for you.
No, not at all. Yeah, if you go to Umagarth, there's not nearly enough stuff to kill, so we wouldn't want you hogging all the stuff. He said jokingly. Yeah, there's more than enough targets to go around.
Yeah, that gets really boring really fast when you just sit there like, okay, I'll put myself on follow.
Yeah. Where are these skeleton piles I need to find? Run away! Run away!
Sorry, folks, I gotta drop out. You guys have a great night. Thanks for the stream.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, Moon Rager.
Have a good evening.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
See ya. $12. I posted a tweet for last week's stream that I thought was pretty funny. Do you have a special romantic Friday night planned? Neither do I. Come join me on LOTRO stream. Which I was amused by it. I thought it was funny, but not a single person liked it or retweeted it. I'm willing to admit that my wife is more excited about watching the Matlock Marathon tomorrow than she is about spending the night with me.
I didn't see that tweet. If I would have, I probably would have shared it.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Really, because it would have been hilarious, but I didn't see it.
It was. It's out there. It's a week old now.
Okay, I'm going to go retweet it, but I'll look like a fool because it's a week old.
That's okay. It's still applicable.
People will be like, doesn't she know that was a week ago?
Oh,
Like
it's
Maiden
up there on
really
the
lets
test.
looking like a fool stop her from doing anything.
That's very true. It was a week ago, you said?
Yep. Last Friday, I think. I mean, it's not like my Twitter output is enormous.
There you go. Now you look cool.
Awesome. Gotta be near one of the bone piles. I don't see it though.
All right, I'll retweet it as well. Let me take Maiden of Rohan off a block so I can find her tweet.
I knew it.
It's not what you think, Maiden. It's just that Nick gets really mad if he catches any of us talking to you.
Yeah, that's true.
No, bone piles are definitely this way. Oh, perfect. That's why you gotta check the loot bags. So did you guys both get it retweeted?
Yep.
Was it amusing?
Very.
Okay. I thought it was funny. I was surprised nobody responded to it at all.
Some of that stuff depends on the time of day, though, because when I like check my Twitter, I'll go back certain length, but not the whole way.
That's very true.
Well, now they all say talk to Mincham. Okay, let's remove them all. And let's put in the one that doesn't have the big check mark next to it. Okay, this says I'm near the bone pile. First skeleton pile, perfect. Oh no. A chest with stuff in it. Dreams really can come true. Now we can go talk to Mincham. I should probably go put a couple of 100 units of Khazad Skarn in the old kin chest. Of course, for what I just spent adding extra slots to the kin chest, I should probably go sell the Skarn.
Yeah, at least recoup some of the money that way. Does Skarn sell pretty well on the auction house?
I wanted to get a bunch of it so I could level up my crafting when I first opened up Supreme, and it was selling for about 20 gold per 100 in the auction house. So on a hunch that I could buy it cheaper than that in the open market, I just put out a world tell that I wanted to buy Khazad Skarn at 10 gold per 100, and somebody messaged me back right away going, "You want 500 units?" I'm like, "Sold." So I used like 2 or 300 for crafting and sold 2 or 300 back. I must have used 200 for crafting and sold 3 of it back. So I sold it for 18 and I like made money plus got my crafting tier up. It was a very happy deal. So yeah, if you can get 18 or 20 gold per 100, it's not too shabby.
But it's always a good idea, especially on big purchases, to see if World's got it cheaper.
Yeah.
Now, that does mean briefly turning on World Chat, but that's the price you have to pay.
Oh.
The Algraig remain neutral, but for how long? We walk into danger, and we must walk alone. Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long. I hope we come to Aragorn's aid in time. Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long. The Algraig remain neutral, but for how long? Evil stirs in the shadows, and the Grey Company has need of aid. Our hope lies in secrecy, but we find these lands inhabited. Evil stirs in the shadows, and the Grey Company has need of aid. The Algraig remain neutral, but for how long? Not only the shades of Oathbreakers wander the barrows of the Lich Bluffs. Some dark power has raised a horde of whites in service to the enemy. Only by traveling into the darkest recesses of an ancient barrow can the source of this evil be uncovered.
Okay, that should buy me a little time.
Uh-oh, Zinger's scaring me. He just said, I apologize in advance for what I just made. Probably the scariest thing he could ever say to me, honestly.
It's right up there.
Is it on Twitter?
I would assume so.
I'm really scared to look. Oh boy. Also, he says he apologizes, but I don't really think that's true.
Part of him might be sorry.
I think it's a sorry, not sorry situation.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the dungeon that's just like the Barrow of Tardan in the Barrow Downs. And it's got that extra section off to the side.
Oh my gosh, Zinger. Another flattering picture of myself, of course.
Well, you're very photogenic, Maiden. It would
It's
be hard for
terrible.
him to find a
That's
bad picture
terrible.
of you.
Oh. It's absolutely hilarious. But again, Zinger, please at least try to make me somewhat flattering. Next time.
So you don't mind being a laughing stock as long as you look good, is that correct?
I mean, yeah, it's fine, but you know, whatever. Also, but it is hilarious. You guys need to check it out. At least there's not food being shoved in my face this time, but I'm making a face that literally says "Dirk." Oh, sure, Olive comes in when we're making fun of me. It's like, what?
Olive's back.
We're making fun of Maiden. Let's do this.
It needs to be done.
Hey, we wouldn't laugh if we didn't care.
Yeah, so true. You know, it's funny. Alip will make fun of me all day long, and then he says, darling, and then I'm like, well, I can't be mad at you now. I mean, come on. With that adorable Texas accent. That may have been facetious, just so you know.
Don't make fun of Olip's Texas speech impediment.
That's true. That is rather rude to make fun of someone's speech, isn't it, Alip? Picture. Have you seen it yet, Big Ed?
Yeah, I was just looking at it. I am
Oh, it's
amused.
funny. Oh, gosh.
I have disrupted the ritual. Despite my excellent stealthing.
Uh-oh, it looks like Olive is also hanging out with the cool kids.
Oh, man.
Hi, autopilot.
Autopilot, welcome to the stream. Now he's back.
However unflattering that picture is the perfect expression if Big Ed were to be outside my house.
I think you'd look a lot more creeped out than that. Well, I got aim back, but I didn't get coup de grace. Oh, he melted quick. I don't know what I was so nervous about.
Well, I'm gonna call it an evening. You guys have a good night.
What? All right, Ninth. Thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good one.
Good night, Ninth.
Yep, to you guys as well.
An intact, corrupted file. Well, I think we're going out for Thai food tomorrow night with Teresa and her husband and some other friends.
Oh, that'll be nice.
My wife helped out with the Labor Day air show last Monday, so she's been threatening to make me eat Korean food ever since then. Figure if I can get her near enough other Asian restaurants, her cravings for Korean food may subside.
I love Thai food.
Me too. My wife says she doesn't like Thai food, and then when we get it, she usually finishes my plate for me. Are you done with that? You don't like Thai food? Oh, I know, but hand that over. Okay.
What time did you start tonight, Ed?
About an hour early. I was on 8 o'clock Central. Scheduled 9 to midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Corey's normally done by 2 in the afternoon, so I figure I can pretty much do whatever I want on Fridays.
Yeah.
Plus, whenever I stream, nobody watches anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, are we nobody?
I'm not saying that, but as far as
I'm
my wife
offended.
knows, you're all imaginary. Are you actually talking to people? No, honey, nobody's watching. That's what I thought. Singer loves anything chicken, so chicken is a winner for me. Chicken pad thai, good eating.
That is good.
Drunken noodles with chicken. The various Thai-style curries with chicken and coconut. In fact, I'm a big fan of the chicken coconut soup.
Is that Tom Ga Ka soup? Is that the coconut chicken one?
Could be.
That's funny. That's probably my favorite. It's like a coconut and chicken, and it's got some lemongrass in there.
Yeah. And a little bit of a nice sour note to offset the coconut milk.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Hi, Scholar. How are you doing tonight?
I think Duero Scholar's excited for Thai food too.
I think so. Chicken wings.
Anything chicken. An autopilot says we are spicy Thai. It's another one of Mrs. Mustafa's amazing talents. There's a little place not too far from Eldalis. It's gone now, but it used to be out her direction, called Bangkok Cafe. And my wife went in there and she ordered a red chicken curry. And I forget how hot she told him to make it, but it was pretty hot. And she's like, here, try this. And I got about 2 or 3 bites in, and it was just like, oh my God, that's just smoldering hot. She ended up finishing the whole thing. I could only eat 2 or 3 bites.
Wow.
Yeah.
Autopilot says, I'm new to the stream. Who is talking?
Oh, I am your host, Big Ed Mustafa. I'm the dashingly handsome gentleman on camera. Chatting with me is one of the other LOTRO stream team members, Maiden of Rohan. And we are glad you stopped by the stream to check things out.
Yeah, it's awesome to see you. Be sure to follow Big Ed. I'm posting his link to his page right now. Be sure to give him a follow.
Nobody
He's awesome.
wants to follow me.
He's very humble.
Nobody wants to follow me.
He's the master fisherman of the Middle Earth universe.
Mm,
Are you sweating?
I'm probably about ready for another Coke Zero.
You want me to turn the fan towards you?
Sure.
It's warm over here.
It's the PC, honey.
Yeah, but it's really warm.
Mrs. Mustafa's kindly checking on beverage service and making sure I'm comfortable in the environment.
Aww.
I was trying to explain the other day that we really have more of an owner-pet relationship than a traditional marriage. She sprays me with water if I get up on the furniture and that kind of thing.
Bad boy, get down.
Exactly.
Autopilot, are you new to playing LOTRO, or are you just checking it out for the first time?
Autopilot's a new streamer, is my understanding.
Oh, cool. I guess I read that wrong. Very
Yep.
cool.
Eldolith was talking about Autopilot and
Oh,
said,
yes, I
yeah.
remember now. Awesome. Okay, Autopilot, I'm sending you a follow. Awesome. I can't wait to watch you. I saw you on the other day, but I was not able to watch, so I will definitely try to catch you next time.
Thanks, Pookie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Delicious, Refreshing, Crisp Coke Zero is not an official sponsor of the stream yet.
Not
But
yet.
Someday I will convince them. Now, where might the second half of the amulet be, I wonder? Let's focus on that. Shades throughout the Lich Bluffs. Oh, just trying a burglar. Okay. I am one of the officers in the 40 Thieves kinship here on Brandywine, and Maiden of Rohan is Ginger Snap. All Up Enya is our kin host. His burglar is All Up Baba, so we are All Up Baba and the 40 Thieves. We've got a lot of very good experienced burglars in the kin, and for some of us, we're also just learning burglar. I've had burglars on other servers that I've enjoyed playing, but Little Ed Mustafa is my highest ranking burglar to date at 63rd level. Currently in Red Line. I also have Yellow Line traded, and thanks to CableNet Dragon, got reasonably decent at playing that solo. I've had a chance to use some of the fellowship features on Yellow Line. We've done some 3-man and 6-man instances with all burglars, and it's been fun. If you don't mind the sight of, little people flying all over the place, yelling hi-ya and swinging daggers to and fro, makes for an exciting time.
And I also have a Berg at Cap on Gladden as well.
Yeah, Maiden would be one of our more experienced burglars.
And I do prefer Red Line. But I'm kind of stuck in my ways with that.
Yeah, what I've found is I really don't have a problem with any of the 3 trait trees. They all seem to be pretty effective for solo play. I think Red Line kills the fastest in solo play, and Yellow has the most features for group play. But they're all good. A lot of the burglars are playing Blue Line, which hasn't been my preference thus far, but it seems good too. So feel free to comment, riff off of that, Maiden. If you got any thoughts about burglars?
I was just reading Zinger's post. He says, remember that time today when you checked returned mail and there was one from Maiden? Did I forget to open something?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
You and everybody else. I mean,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I've neglected my Brandywine Berg a little bit.
Only a little bit, though. I mean, you're so far down the list. It's.
I'm probably the
not
lowest
even a
right
concern. Yeah. No, not by a long shot. Let's take a look. We'll call her out on the carpet here. Zinger is, of course, online and working hard right now. He's 60th level.
Oh,
we
wow.
just formed the kinship. I guess we're 90 days old. We just got our kin house earlier this week. Does that sound right? Did we get it Sunday maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
So within the last 90 days, we've gotten 56 members, all burglars, and I think we counted 4 humans and 52 hobbits.
Nice. And Zinger, I'm not even going to respond to that.
Ginger Snap is 23rd level. You were on 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Our current reigning level champs are Drakenthorn, who is Moonrager, who was just on a little while ago. He's at 94th level. Spider Pig's at 89th level. And Furto is 80th level. Dressa, who joined almost a month into the kinship, is already 65th. She has to be playing other characters too. I'm pretty impressed how fast Dressa's been leveling, because I know that this hasn't been the only character she's been playing, and I mean, I've put a lot of time into Little Ad for her to come blowing past me like that. It was like, you go, girl.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So good for her. But it's not a leveling race. We just wanted to get everybody up above 20th level and get them to skirmish camp, so we can go out and do some of the group content with all burglars, because it's kind of funny.
It is very funny. We have the element of surprise and shock and bewilderment.
And Maiden, do you know why I'm addling the crap out of everything I see tonight?
Why?
Still trying to get the addle deed done. I am way off of it.
That's fun.
Not so much. Although one of the tips I picked up earlier tonight from Moonrager, he suggested instead of starting with Surprise Strike like I have been, that I start with Cunning Attack. Because if you strike from stealth and then strike while visible, you can stack up to 4 bleeds using that skill if you're fighting a big boss or something. So if you don't get the kill quickly, they'll bleed out pretty fast. And he's actually right. I've been killing quicker that way than I had been just starting with Surprise Strike and not.
Interesting. Yeah, I've always
quickly.
used Surprise Strike to start with. I always do stealth and then go from the backside and then Surprise Strike. I'll have to test that out.
Yeah, check that out. Well, Autopilot, here's the thing with the 56 thieves, that if we ever have more than 40 on at a given time, anybody who's late to the party has to stay stealth until somebody else logs off. So we'll only have 40 thieves visible at any given time. The kinship started out as kind of a joke between me and All Up Enya. We were talking about how, yeah, maybe we should get together and do some dual streaming sometime. And I said, hey, that's a great idea. Let's both roll up first level burglars, and then we don't have to worry about anybody watching. And then we both laughed and laughed. But here we are, and people are watching. Sage's lockbox. Devil Dog's chasing me. Go away, Devil Dog. I don't need to kill any of you right now. when I do finally have to turn to fight, I'm like, oh well, it's something to addle.
That's depressing.
Yeah. Especially when you know you've got 280 more addles to go.
Oh, yikes.
Let's check the old deed log here. Class race ethic. Mass confusion. Actually, I'm making some headway tonight. 405. Wow. I wouldn't have believed it. I started the night at like 266 out of 600. I've been addling the crap
That's
out of
pretty
stuff. Yeah. And it's the only class deed I have left.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm classless. Usual approach by mini foes. That's a good question. Red line preference kills fastest solo. Every class, for the most part, has what I call an oh crap button. Burglars have several, and Hoblet burglars more than most. If you get in over your head, if you're dealing with normal mobs, you get enough self-heals as you progress up the trait line. Where is it? It's about middle of the road here. This must be it. This Relish Battle. On every melee skill, critical hit heals you, and it gives you a big hit or a big heal initially, plus extra health every 3 seconds for 12 seconds. So that's really handy. And when you get Relish Battle, you can stand toe-to-toe with 2 or 3 normal mobs and not really have any problem. And I think that's also in the Gambler line. I can't confirm that on this character, but I know Ollup's talked about getting that same basic trait in blue line. But your panic buttons are going to be both racial and class. Hip, or hide in plain sight, allows you to go into stealth in the middle of battle. And if you get outnumbered or you draw extra aggro you weren't expecting, Hip will let you turn invisible and sneak away. Hip has a bit of a cooldown on it. It's 5 minutes, 48 seconds, and that's reduced because of both skill tree, and I think I've got a relic on one of my legendaries that reduces that cooldown timer as well. So if that's not available and you're in a bad situation, Touch and Go is actually a pretty good skill. It gives you a plus 50% evade chance, and if you get surrounded, hitting Touch and Go will allow you to stay in the fight without getting hit. Hips will take you out of the fight but let you get away. And then you also have, where is it at here? Hobbit Stealth, which I don't think you can be in combat and activate it. It's just kind of an extra stealth option. What else am I looking for? Hobbit Silence. Hobbit Silence is very similar to the Minstrel Flop. I'll show you that real quick because I haven't used it all night. I'm probably not going to need it. Although I did run out of ideas fairly quickly and died earlier. There you go. But it's a basic feign death skill to where if I've drawn something off of its spot, it would go away. I'm standing on the thing's spawn point, so it's just waiting for me to come back up. But that Hobbit Silence allows you to fake death, and if something's chasing you, it'll go back where it came from. So you can have 2 or 3 different oh crap buttons as a burglar that are quite helpful.
So I just realized it's almost 1 o'clock here, so I need to go to bed.
All right, Maiden.
It was nice hanging out with you. I hope your rest of your stream goes well.
Yeah, everything's gone great. We've had a good time, and I just got the second half of the Broken Amulet, so it's all rock and roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Don't have
See
any
y'all tomorrow,
nightmares about
hopefully.
Zinger's tweeter post.
We'll see you guys.
Bye.
We have little to say to your kind.
I could have almost lost that invaluable scroll had I not been more careful.
We have little
Assemble
time
the
to
amulet.
speak, or little to speak of.
Bring them to
If
rest.
you have something to say, speak it.
Well, those are Slayer deeds for Dunland. I did not click that. What is the colorful thing on the left? Legendary items can be tracked. Yeah, there's a little track button right here. And if you toggle that on or off, they'll show up over here on the screen. That way you know if you need to go to the Relic or Forge Master and reforge items or crush items. It's all part of the legendary item grind. I usually keep mine on because otherwise I'll never look at them. I have sort of a love-hate relationship with legendary items. Basically, I love to hate them, but they're kind of a necessary evil.
Our journey is a long one. I hope not too long. We walk into danger, and we must walk alone. Our hope lies in secrecy, but we find these lands inhabited. The minions of Orthanc are growing stronger in these lands.
Grim Ashen White Ritualists. If you're not already following Maiden of Rohan, feel free to left-click on her name in the chat, and it'll pull up a dialog box where you can throw her a follow as well. She's quite, entertaining, and, does a great job of actually keeping up with chat and talking to folks while she's playing. I have a tendency to zone out a little bit and get a little too concentrated on my game. Which is why it's nice to have other people in chat so that I get a chance to talk to everybody and they'll catch stuff if I miss it. But that's okay. Yeah, and you can follow LOTRO itself. So you can find... Hi, Fudginator! You can find all of the people streaming LOTRO at any given time. That's how Eldolith probably found Autopilot the other night. That's how I found Fudginator. And it's a good way to find other LOTRO streamers. If you have any interest in streaming LOTRO, let me encourage you to please do it. We need more people streaming LOTRO to keep the game out there, so folks know that it A, exists, B, that it's alive and well, C, that it's better than ever. We're basically the main marketing tool, LOTRO streamers on Twitch, just for representing the game in the marketplace and letting old players know they can return, and people who haven't tried the game before know that A, it's spectacular, B, that it's free to play, and C, that they should try it. So if you need any help getting started playing LOTRO, let us know. If you have any interest in streaming LOTRO and you're not that familiar with Twitch, reach out to somebody on LOTRO Stream and ask for help. There's a lot of knowledgeable people here, happy to pitch in and give you a hand, and want to encourage you to come stream with us too. We hang out in each other's chat channels quite a bit, and just try to help out where we can. It's good for everybody. So, green garnets. There's some scholarly stuff. Singer, you should come by and clean all of the scholarly stuff out of the kin chest. It's mostly all high level, I think. That's forestry. Oh, those are actual birch wood. I'm like, why aren't those going? So if you happen to be a 40 Thieves kin member and you are looking for crafting materials, come by the kin house. We have plenty. And if you make more room in the chest, we will restock. Yay! Okay, one of the things that I try to do every time I stream on LOTRO Stream is fish. If for no other reason than it's how we got the kin house decorated. So... Oh, good. Yeah, it's one of those things that, who knew? Good suggestion from a fellow Berg. That's one of the interesting things about streaming is I've probably learned more than I've given out advice, which tells you a lot about my qualities. My wife's laughing at me for having said that. Thanks, honey. Thanks for mocking me openly in front of my adoring public. Marriage. It makes brain cancer seem like it might not be that bad. Where are we at here? There it is. Thanks. Yeah, the real cool ones are over in my house. It's almost like autopilot is begging me to show off my best fishing trophies. Ooh, I caught a dace. If it's outlined in green, it's a game fish, meaning that you can use it in cooking recipes. The game fish are used in trail food recipes, and especially at lower levels, they give surprisingly high boosts. It's a happy thing. So the barbel's kind of a trash fish. We'll throw that back. And I have now streamed or fished on stream tonight, so we're good to go there. And our kin house is at 4 Myrtle Court in beautiful Rye Bottom in the Hobbiton housing area, or Michael Delving housing area. My personal cottage is the one with the big Moria geode out front. And I am at 3 Myrtle Court. My house is open to any kinnies who want to come by and visit. The 40-pound salmon is pretty impressive, but bammo, look at that bad boy. I have been bragging that a couple nights ago I got my 50-pound salmon trophy, which also gives you, bam, the complete angler title, which I am proud to display. I've got my darter group trophy. You have to catch one of each of the entire darter group. I think there's 8 darter, 7 trout, and 9 sturgeon. So we got 50-pound salmon, we got darter group, we got trout group, we got sturgeon group. And the sturgeon group I just finished the other night when I caught the 50-pound salmon. So that's also a very cool trophy to get. Long chair. I don't know that any of the other trophies I have around the house are all that interesting. Different size salmon mostly. Perfect pike's kind of cool. Gonna check my mailbox real quick. Ritzel Gold. Very nice. Thank you, CableNet. Another tradition right before we end a stream around here. Drink from the in-league keg. Let's see where this sucker takes me tonight. Oh, Hans, that's terrible. Big rocks, big fish. The in-league keg makes you woozy, and then you wake up someplace, sometimes without your pants, in strange places. All Up in Zinger ended up on top of the Giant's Needle in Misty Mountains the other night. There's a glacier in Forakel that's in the middle of the frozen bay. I woke up on that last night once. Let's see where I got to. Ostfarad. Okay, well that's not so bad. Other than the fact that I didn't want to be here. I woke up in the battle arena. Cool.
Yeah, I was the other one that ended up on top of the Giant's Needle a couple of days ago. And hello.
Hi, Eldolith. Everybody, this is Eldolith.
Except in my case, I woke up on top of the Giant's Needle on my level 12.
And am I pantless? It looks like I might be pantless. Nope, I think I got my leathers on.
Yeah, check your character panel. You'll see differently. Check your cosmetics one, and you'll see what I mean.
No, I think I've still got pants on.
Check your actual cosmetics tab.
I'm on cosmetics.
No, you're not. Not on my screen.
Oh, you're not caught up yet, that's all.
Okay. Oh, see, you're lucky then.
Yeah, Eldolith woke up on top of the giant's needle pantless.
Uh-huh. And even after the drunk wore off, I was still pantsless. I was like, what the hell? You missed it. Had a good Cards Against Humanity game.
Cool. What is Cards Against Humanity?
It is a card game that, well, if it's any clue, I had to actually turn my mature audiences tag on for the stream for once.
Okay.
It's got some pretty foul stuff in it. It basically is a card game that gives you a card, and you have to choose cards from your hand to put down on the game. And whoever is what's called basically card czar, which is the card judge, basically, it rotates through the turns, has to choose which one they like best that goes with the card that the game has picked. And you get points based on it. You can set however many points you guys want to get to before the game ends, and if your card's chosen, you get a point. And I lost track of how many rounds we played, but I think I won 3 of them, and then soundly got my butt kicked by, I think, Bellandora and my kin leader at one point. It was fun. We had Olip joined in at the end of it and got in for 1 round with us. Bellandora played all 4 or 5 rounds, I think. Yes, that's a good description, Autopilot. Yeah, it's an adult apples to apples game version. Yeah, would be a very good description. And played it with my kinship, which also the other reason for the adult tag. For those who haven't caught my streams before, I know Big Ed has, but those who haven't, my kinship is an adult kin, and as such, there's jokes and innuendo not entirely appropriate for younger audiences.
You kind of make your whole kinship sound like a bunch of leches.
We kind of are.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Anybody who watches the playback from tonight's stream will see exactly how the game went, because that one is archived. So yeah. Just fair warning. Choose who you watch it around. All I'm gonna say. It was a blast, though. It was a nice, relaxing end to the week. I laughed so much that my face hurts.
Good. Well, it's like I said, if you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. So, sounds like you were doing it right.
Yeah, I needed it between still trying to get over the flare-up and having to buy a new phone on Thursday that was unplanned. And
I should have mentioned something to you. It's too late. You bought a new phone. But I have a couple of extra Windows phones. I would have been happy to just give you one of them.
What version of Windows phone do you have?
I've got an HTC 8X, which is a Windows 8.0 phone, which has really been a terrific phone. 4.5-inch screen, 1.5 gigahertz dual-core processors. And the only reason I ever replaced it was I wanted something with more memory. It doesn't have a removable battery, and it doesn't have an SD card slot. It's got 8 gigs of storage. and I wanted
Yeah, see,
something
that's
that
the
would hold
same.
more music. Well,
That's the same problem I'd have.
I also bought an HTC One M8, the Windows Phone version.
Mm-hmm.
The Mart had them marked down to half price after the M9 came out, because that was a $700 flagship phone back in the day, and it's got 32 gigs of storage built in, plus it'll take 128 gig SD card, and it's quad-core processor,
That's
Snapdragon
cool.
801, 1920 by 1080 screen. I mean, it's the nicest phone I've ever had, and I've been carrying my stupid iPhone 5C from work because I don't need a case. It just fits in my pocket, and it's actually, of all the dumb reasons to carry one phone over the other, it's inferior in every way, except for the mobile Twitch app works a lot better. So when I'm at work or out to dinner or at the supermarket, I can actually get on there and check my following list and actually host people. I was listening to All Upstream in the car the other night while Mrs. Mustafa was inside of Walmart picking up Coke Zero. So I was laughing at him. He was talking about, he was trying to remember stuff from Young Frankenstein. They were talking about Gene Wilder passing away and him being in those movies with Mel Brooks, and he couldn't remember Mel Brooks's name. And I was sitting in the car just going, "All up, you big dummy. How can you not remember Mel Brooks?"
That's great.
I can understand
Yeah.
forgetting calculus, but, Mel Brooks is important. So that's okay.
In the long run, I mean, this is a little bit smaller phone. I actually put a picture in my Discord because Olive was asking.
How may I help you today?
Actually, will it upload? There we go. Now it's in your Discord.
Okay. I was going to say, I could just pop over and check.
It's fine. I just stuck it in your Discord. The one that has the time on it is the new one.
Yeah.
The one that's completely black is the old one. So if that gives you any clue, the screen size
had a 6-inch
difference.
screen. It looks like you're down to is that a 5-inch or a 4.5?
Yeah, 5.5.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that big of a difference then.
Except for the fact not all of that's usable screen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the bar at the top and bottom. But so far, it's worked great. And I was running the Windows 10 preview on my 1320, and this one came with Windows 10 on it, so I don't have to deal with bugs.
Okay. Was that a 950 XL then?
Which one? The one I got or the one I had?
Yeah.
The new one is a 650. Nokia Lumia 650.
All right.
Because it's Cricket, and I looked at the 850 through AT&T and was like, for the 850 it was going to be like $289, and I was like, I don't like spending that much on a phone.
No, the 600 series have been great phones. I had a 635 I ordered from the Microsoft store a couple years ago at Christmas for $39 with free shipping, and it was a great phone. I mean, carried it as my main phone for about a month, and I eventually I'll buy phones if I get a deal on them and try them out just to check them out. And it had two flaws. One was there was no selfie camera, which it's not like I sit around taking a lot of selfies, but if you actually need or want to take a selfie and there's no selfie camera, that'll make you want to hit your head against a brick wall. And then it didn't have a flash, and we use our phones as flashlights all the time at the data center.
Oh, yeah.
We have flashlights that are all sitting in our desk drawers, and we never take them to the raised floor with us. So we go to look inside a server cabinet. It's like, damn it, I should have brought a flashlight. So to have a phone with no flash function on it was like just... So I ended up giving that to my niece. She uses it as a music player and a camera and video game machine.
Yeah. I ended up... It was one of those, I was like... Zincor. That is no longer allowed in Walmart after the Great Zero incident of 2008. Avila, what he's doing right now is probably was working on cooking before I distracted him talking about phone stuff. Uh, but yeah, trying to buy a phone without, well, you know how it goes. You won't want to buy something expensive without checking with the missus kind of thing. I prefer not to buy something particularly expensive without checking with the husband, even when he's gone, if I can. In this case, tonight, when he messaged me a second ago, is the first time I've heard from him since Saturday because
Ah.
they're working on out processing from where they're at the moment. So, um, yeah, I was like, I was out without a phone from Tuesday night to Thursday afternoon. And while for most people that would seem kind of minor, with my health problems, not a good thing for me to be out and about without a working phone.
Well, and nobody wastes money on a wall phone anymore. That's
Yeah, exactly.
one of the reasons why I keep a couple of extra phones laying around is you don't want to wait until one dies. I've had to loan phones out to friends as backups and stuff like that, and um, so it's just good to have
Yeah.
a spare phone handy.
Yep. So I went for it was like, it was going to be uh, $289 just for the phone if I went through AT&T, and I couldn't find information on if that was one of their no contract phones, which I prefer,
Mm-hmm.
or not. And so I was like, I knew Crickets was a no contract, and it was with activation, it was like $179, and then just my regular monthly phone payment of like $60. So I was like, that I can do, and he won't care for that amount, knowing that I'd need a phone. So
Yeah, actually, I have a horrible confession to make. My last two cars, my wife knew about them when she came home, and they were sitting out front with in transits in the window. So I will occasionally go ahead and buy a big ticket item without consulting her, but she does the same to me. We
yeah,
have
it all depends on how much of an emergency it is, kind of thing.
yeah,
So
we each kind of have our own areas of expertise. Like she kind of does
exactly.
her photography thing, so she came home a couple months ago with a 7D Mark II, and
Oh,
I was like,
that's a pretty.
yeah, she needed it like she needed a hole in the head, but she was like, well, one of
Yep.
my D70s is having trouble. It's like, oh, okay. So instead of getting it repaired, you just wanted to get a
A
$1,800
newer one.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, something up the food chain too. So
Yeah.
I ended up talking her
Definitely.
into actually taking the 70D in and getting it repaired. She was like, they'll give me $100 trade-in credit. I'm like, yeah, what do those sell for new? More than $100? Right, go get it
Oh
fixed.
yeah.
So we had that conversation, but I mean, it's her camera stuff. If she wants to buy the Mark II, it's like, all right.
Yeah.
If she knew what I've spent on RC airplane stuff over the last decade, I'd be
Uh,
buried in a bean field somewhere.
yeah.
It's all good.
I actually was not expecting him to pop on tonight. I didn't even know if I'd hear from him at all. We're just still using Facebook chat because no internet worth anything. So, yeah. Only another week of this crap.
Well, it'll be nice to have him home, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Looks like.
Avilio, one of the tips I have to give anybody out there who wants to stream is make sure that you always fish on stream and always do crafting on stream because it's what the viewers really want to watch.
Absolutely.
And as to Zinger's comment, I'm actually allowed in Walmart. I just prefer not to go if I don't have to.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Although they used to carry Turbine Point cards up until not too terribly long ago. Guess it's been a couple years ago they've been out of the stores, but... Gal Harris once woke up on a high point inside FOS Moria? What's FOS?
Foundations of Stone.
Oh, okay.
The place with the green water that you were fishing the other day while getting attacked by orcs.
That's just rude. If I'm fishing, I don't want orcs harassing me. I'm there to fish. I'm not there to fight orcs. Usually I'm always up for fighting orcs, though.
Gal Harris, were you on the high point that's not far from the, where is it? It's not, well, maybe it is the Endless Stair I'm thinking of. Far south end of Foundations of Stone. Best table weight ever. Nice, Ingvar.
Well, Mrs. Mustafa one year, she had an old, we used to have Nextel phones, and she had an old Nextel phone that she called the Brick, and her friends made fun of it because it was a not particularly thin flip phone. Those had the Motorola iDen radio systems built in them, so we could use them as walkie-talkies, which is really handy for when you're trying to track down your wife in the middle of a super Walmart somewhere. But she wanted a new phone, and it was like Christmas time, and it was like 2 days before Christmas, and I was doing a bunch of shopping, and I had stuff to get for my family. It was like, okay, she wants a new phone, I'll get her a new phone for Christmas. So I go into the Nextel store, and I get a nice new phone picked out for her, and get it bought, and I get it set up, and I have them transfer her line over. It was right up the street from her work, so I go driving up the street to her office, and I'm like, Merry Christmas, honey, this is your new phone, your old one's shut off now. She's like, oh, awesome, and she's all excited about it. And she comes home like 3 or 4 hours later, and she's like, yeah, I don't like this new phone. I want to go back to my old phone. And I'm just like, you're kidding, right? You know, any phone you get, you'll have to relearn it, right? Because, I mean, that was her only complaint. It's like, it's different from my old phone. I don't know how to use it. I'm like, yeah, you have to use the phone to learn how to use the phone. Until you get on there and play around with it, it's just going to seem strange. And so she wasn't buying it. So I had to go in Christmas Eve day, return the phone I'd bought her. I mean, you can imagine what a madhouse the place was. And then get her old phone reactivated when I was in the middle of a bunch of other shopping. And I made her carry that Brick for years and years and years afterwards. And it wasn't until the thing finally died. And it was like, I mean, Nextel was long dead and gone. And I think that was the deal. It shorted out right before Sprint said, we don't care how much you like your Nextel phone, go dig a hole and bury it. You have to switch off of Nextel because we're shutting down the network. And so her phone finally went belly up, and we got her transferred over to, I think Galaxy S2 was her first non-Nextel phone. But that's just a funny story whenever she says anything about, I think I want a new phone. I'm like, nope, you can go return it on Christmas Eve day if you buy something you don't like. I'm not getting involved anymore. Maybe it's not a funny story.
What do you need?
No, it was. I was just responding to the husband.
All right.
Call Harris. Can't recall how I was too drunk, but I was with my warden, so it was no problem. Yeah, I think the most interesting one was when my guardian was like early 50s. And I used the Moria keg and ended up on top of a statue in the flaming deeps above the lava. Broke my leg getting down. Didn't die, but broke my leg getting down. And then had to... This was before they had the... before they had like the horses along the way like they do now, where you can, just use one of the instant travel horses to get somewhere. Yeah, this was before that. So I'm riding along on my horse and aggroing every single mob that is like red to me and trying to get to a safe place. Everybody thought it was hilarious in Kin when they found out where I ended up at, of course. Level 50 in the flaming deeps.
Perched over lava, that is pretty awesome, actually.
Somewhere buried in my screenshots, I have it. It's on the old hard drive, I'm sure. I found a fair number of my screenshots from where my main character, my guardian, first character, I guess you could say, was mid-level 50s, and it's kind of weird to look back on now that she's 105.
Come on, Gal Harris, you got to be a sport about it. I think I've drank from the keg like 3 times this week. Yeah, Mort and I ended up on the ice floe together, and I managed to jump and swim for it, and he barely made it across. I was like, come on, Mort, swim for it, and so he did it. Just barely survived. Well, it's important to maximize your woodworking skills, Zinger, so that you can craft the best fishing poles. It's all interrelated. Well, that's interesting. I see I do not have a recipe for the Lebathron fishing rod. Or yeah, I do. I was looking in... Uh-oh, there we go. I do have the Lebathron fishing rod recipe. I was looking at black ash. Lebathron is the highest quality fishing rod that can be crafted. The only thing higher than that I'm aware of is the fishing pole of the Rohirrim, which is like a +8 fishing pole that's ridiculously expensive. You can get from the rep vendors in Rohan. Hi, Sylvig. You're just in time for the crafting portion of the stream. Probably the most exciting part. Cable Knit Dragon was kind enough to fix me up with some woodworking materials, so I am just bumping up a couple levels of woodworker skill real quick. I'll put the materials away and go find some other kind of mischief to get into. We've been questing and deeding in Enidwaith, and Little Ed Mustafa is also working on Lothlorien, kind of Kind of at the same time, kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another. So in that case, you're wasting your time leveling woodworking past artisan. Pretty much, for a burglar to have woodworking is not overly productive, particularly when there's nothing in your kin other than burglars. But it's something to do. When you're an obsessive compulsive completist, the idea of having an unfinished crafting skill, it makes the voices in my head yell louder, so I have to level up my woodworking to quiet them down. Something else we should demand for burglar love is wood-crafted burglar something or others. What would a burglar use that's crafted from wood?
I actually can't think of anything because there was conversation before about bows and everybody vetoed that. So, or more accurately, everybody griped about it on the forums till it was, vetoed. So,
I mean, burglars can use clubs.
yeah, they can use clubs. And Hobbit burglars get a bonus for it.
I would prefer to not craft on stream, but I know that the viewers demand it, so I'm just here to gratify the public. Eldolith, did you see Zinger's latest creation posted up on Twitter?
I did indeed. I heard my Kindle start going off with notifications towards the end of my stream, and was talking with Olip at the time, and I said, "Why is my Twitter blowing up?" He said, "Oh, Zingor's been busy," and I said, "I think I'll wait until after stream to take a look." And into the stream a little while later, and I looked, and yep, I said, "Well, at least you didn't catch her eating pizza this time."
She was grateful for that. In fact, she mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
She thought it was a pretty derp expression on her face, but
Yeah, I wonder when that screen cap came from, because that was quite an expression. Did I see when I was scrolling back through chat that we had Fudgenator in here earlier? I
yeah,
missed
she
her.
stopped by.
Did she say if she was streaming tonight?
She did not say one way or the other.
Okay.
But if
I
she's
know
not
she
up
was
and running by now, maybe she's not.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. She's had a rough week, just like a number of us, so yeah. I know she was on a couple of nights ago, but wasn't on last night 'cause she worked, I think she worked a 12-hour, and then was supposed to work one today as well, so she may be crashed. I haven't looked to see who's streaming what, actually. I ended up in another creative stream today. It was a blast.
Oh, good.
Stina was doing knitting today, and she got the VIP to work. Yes, Fudge is live, actually.
Oh, good.
I missed her notification. A couple of us, when she was trying to deed, may have felt inclined when she got to North Downs and was kind of sad that she couldn't deed there because she wasn't VIP.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of us may have made her week better by tossing in a few bucks, so she was able to get 3 months of VIP.
Nice.
So, yeah. No, her week definitely topped my week of having shitty phone stuff. Hers was stuff with X and Kid and stuff. So, yeah. It kind of topped it.
Well, I hope she has a better
In
week
the-
next week.
In the future, she needs to do a better job constantly through her streams, making sure she doesn't go derp face on us. But yeah, I was in Stina's stream this afternoon, and she was doing knitting. And when she ended, she sent us to a gal who was doing cross stitch. So I had somebody else to follow. I've been kind of making a bit of my rounds, I guess, on some finding new creative streamers because ended up in one a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was Alapina that sent me there. It was the
glass
marble
blower
making guy.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who was doing marbles. Through his, I found one of the other people he tossed a shout out for. I found a guy that was doing shot classes the other night, and that was kind of fun to watch. And when he ended his stream, he sent us to a guy that was doing illustrator style cartoon drawing. And I was like, wow. So, yeah. And then shortly after that, because, yeah, I totally didn't need sleep that night, apparently, especially because I saw Andrew streaming and popped in and then realized he was streaming The Forest, which is a horror game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, shoot, I guess I'm not sleeping for a while now. So, yeah, I don't think I slept until like 5 or 6 that morning because it was that bad. Kind of one of those where you're like, I'm kind of curious what the outcome of this is going to be. And at the same time, you're going, I don't need to be watching this before going to bed. Kind of like when he plays Amnesia. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let Zinger decide this because he's been so nice and patient hanging out all night with us. Zinger, do you think I should sell this Kazad steel-bound loot box or should I open it? Yeah, if Maiden were smart, what she'd do would be cut out a mask of her own face and then wear it on camera so that Zinger couldn't capture her with another derp expression. He says open it, so we'll go ahead and open the box.
What can I do
And
for you
Drac,
today?
aka Moonrager, was kind enough to hook me up with some higher level scrolls for weaponsmiths, so we'll open a few.
I missed it. Did you get anything good in the...
Haven't opened the chest yet. I'm walking over to get the keys.
Got it. Okay. I had just popped up Fudge's channel to see how long it showed she'd been streaming.
How can I be of service?
Only been streaming 30 minutes, so she'll be going for a while yet. If you
Okay.
want to pass anybody when you get tired of streaming.
Yeah, I'm about wrapped up. I've been on since 8 Central,
Yeah, you've been on 5.5 hours.
so that's kind of typical for me. Alright, Zinger. This is going to be your fault when I don't like what pops out of this chest. 5 random relic packs, an elegant necklace of the fox, 5 scrolls of max morale and power. Yeah, that's usually what I get. Iron setting of power, iron setting of power, silver setting of morale, gold setting of morale, ruby gem of fortune.
What can I do for you?
And our elegant necklace of the fox. Oh, plus 48 agility. Okay, that doesn't suck.
That's not too bad.
No, it's quite a bit nicer than what I was wearing. 14 higher agility. Plus 5% out of combat run speed. Plus 3 loyalty. I like it. We'll equip that. And resort this stuff. Drops. Marbles. Oh, thanks, Zinger. I spent 80 gold buying extra slots for the kin chest, and Zinger just hooked me up with some gold. Oh, it says take some pity gold. I will take your pity gold. I am not proud. I am so unashamed I will even wear a pink tracksuit at times. So, alright, well, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and log off right here in the Bree Crafting Hall. I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight. Hope you had a good time. Not the most exciting stream I've done, but just kind of nice, relaxed, fun. Got a chance to chat with some friends. Ninth Pawn was in here for quite a while. Maiden of Rohan hung out. Always nice to chat with Eldolith. And we got to see quite a bit of Enid Waith and run some quests and just sort of do the LOTRO thing. So thanks for checking out Adventures After Dark. I am hesitant to host the Fudginator, but I think I would like to raid her. So I'm going to turn off the stream, and I would encourage everybody to pop over to twitch.tv/the Fudginator, which I'm putting up in chat.
There's
right
a command
now.
for it.
The
You know
shout-out
there
command?
is. Nobody uses it.
I know.
No, actually, there's a raid one. There's a shout-out one and there's a raid one, too.
Okay.
There.
We are raiding the Fudginator. Let's show them how awesome the LOTRO community stream is with a LOTRO raid. LOTRO stream raid. So, thanks for coming by. Hopefully, I'll see you guys back here again next Friday. If I don't see you in my stream, hopefully I'll get to catch you in yours. So, have a great weekend, everybody. And Eldolith, thanks for popping up the raid notification.
You're welcome. See y'all later. See you
night,
over in
everybody.
Fudge's chat.
Okay. Bye.